Well, isn't it great if you can make money and change the world for the better at the same time?
We are now entering our fourth generation of computers. Difficult problems which once required 30 hours of work by a computer as large as a house can now be solved in 12 seconds by a computer no bigger than a bathtub.
In 1976, the computer was about to get personal, expanding beyond the government, institutions, and businesses to enter the home. For venture capitalists, this represented the opportunity of a lifetime.
We turned on Apple Computer. We didn't even turn it down. We didn't agree to meet with Jobs and Wozniak.
Oh, that would have been a fabulous investment if we had made it. But we didn't. We said, oh no, we're not really in that business.
I thought, how can you use a computer at home and put recipes on it?
I sent my partner down to look at Apple. He came back and he said, the guy kept me waiting for an hour, and he's very arrogant. And of course, that's Steve Jobs. I said, well, let's let it go. That was a big mistake.
In 1976, the only people who believed in the personal computer were the geeks and nerds who gathered at homebrew computer clubs. At one such club, 21-year-old Steve Jobs had partnered with Steve Wozniak to create a circuit board kit they called the Apple I. Steve Jobs was working at Atari at the time, so the most obvious person to ask for startup money was his boss, Nolan Bushnell.
They needed an investment, and they offered me a third of Apple Computer for $50,000, and I said, gee, I don't think so. I could have owned a third of Apple Computer for $50,000. A big mistake. But I said, call Don Valentine, because Don had a high probability of seeing the opportunity.
So we had our meeting. I went to Steve's house and we talked, and I was convinced it was a big market just embryonically beginning. Steve was in his Fu Manchu look, and his question for me, tell me what I have to do to have you finance me. I said, we have to have someone in the company who has some sense of management and marketing and channels of distribution. He said, fine, send me 3 people. I sent him 3 candidates. One he didn't like, one didn't like him, and the third one was Mike Markkula. Mike Markkula worked for me at Fairchild before he went to Intel.
He called me up and said, there's 2 guys over in Los Altos that could really use your help, and you ought to go see them. I said, okay, because that's what I did on Mondays. I was retired. I think I was 32 when I retired from Intel. But 1 day a week, I would help people start companies and write business plans. I did it for free, just for the interaction with bright,